Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Tommy Flowers Network Autumn Conference, Data Science, the Beating Heart of AI. Over the next 3 days, we're going to be exploring the topic of data science and the work of data scientists and finding out how it really underpins artificial intelligence. We've got a fantastic lineup of speakers from industry and from academia, and the opportunity for you to get involved in the chat and also in the panel sessions. And for the first time, I'm really pleased to say, since before COVID, we have a live studio audience who have joined us today, so hopefully that's going to add an extra element to our conference. Mike.
Great, thank you very much, Kara. I'm really looking forward to this particular session because I think people really underestimate the strength and the power of what AI, machine learning, and data science is actually bringing to society as a whole. So on day one, we're going to cover a whole new range of topics and also how it underpins some of the things we see in industry. So we're going to learn some new terminology today as well. We're going to hear about data wrangling, which is kind of going to be an interesting topic. Me coming from the US, I was looking forward to that specifically. We're going to look at models that cheat. So this is about how you can actually build data models, but they don't quite always do what you want them to do as well. We're going to get into statistical science. And I don't know about you guys, when I was in school, I hated statistics, didn't get it, didn't understand it. But one of our speakers, Blaise Egan's going to come along a bit later on and tell us all about it, what it does, and how it underpins a lot of the work that we're seeing in the AI space as well. And also about the models in general, how good are they really? But probably, how good do they need to be? Do they need to be perfect? Or is there some kind of level of granularity here that we can deal with where the models are good enough as well? We're also going to get into analyzing and debugging the different systems. What if it goes wrong? I think we've all seen the videos about, Tesla crashing. Then how do they figure out about what went wrong? Was it the car? Was it the pedestrian? Was it another car? How do we actually figure out whether those models are actually working or not? But how do we find the problem as well? And then at the end of the session, we're going to talk about skills. This is a whole new skills area. This is one of these areas where 10 years ago, to be working on artificial intelligence and machine learning probably wasn't at the top of a lot of people's agenda. So what skills are you actually going to need to go forward? So lots of really interesting topics. That's just today. And bring them on. We've got some other topics we're going to cover over the next 2 days. The other key aspect of this is the importance of it in society as a whole. I spend a lot of my time talking to our corporate customers and SMEs about how they're using different ranges of technologies and such. But what I'm beginning to see is, AI and machine learning and data science as a whole beginning to underpin things like the Internet of Things and what that means to not only companies, but to people and to society. We're doing lots of work in the healthcare space, and a lot of that work is actually underpinned by the data science as well. Cybersecurity. I would argue that a lot of the cybersecurity stuff we're seeing today probably wouldn't be as functional as it is without the underpinnings of AI and ML for us to be able to detect anomalous behavior in terms of our network. So it's very important to the ongoing cybersecurity space. Another area, and you may not even be aware of this, is chatbots. All right, so you call up for a bit of customer service, and you get either a text or even in some cases a voice back to say, how can I help you? What is it? What can I do for you? A lot of that is actually based on AI technology. And I don't know about your all's experience with the chatbots. They don't always quite get it right because it's really, really complex, although it appears to be a fairly simple thing as well. And we're also seeing it kind of getting into customer service in its wider context, as well as operational transformation. We're seeing lots of companies using AI systems and machine learning systems to actually look at how they better structure their organization, better structure, for example, their field engineering forces. BT's been leading in this particular space about how do we get the right engineer with the right skill sets to the right place at the right time. And then finally, our good old friends, robotics and also drones, and we're also looking at a lot of autonomous vehicle stuff. So all of this stuff is underpinned by some of the stuff we're going to be talking about over the next few days. So on that note, what I'd like to do is kind of bring our first speaker on. So I'd like to introduce Professor Tim Whitley. For those of you that don't know Tim is a BT distinguished engineer, and he serves as the managing director of the applied research team here at Adastral Park. He's also was appointed as the Engineering and Physics Sciences Research Council by the UK government, and he's also a William Pitt Fellow at Pembroke College, Cambridge. So Tim, over to you.
I'm Tim Whitley, MD of Applied Research and Adastral Park here at BT, and I'm delighted to welcome you to our Tommy Flowers Network Conference on Data Science. We set up the Tommy Flowers Network to bring industry together with the new generation of our university's postgraduate researchers to understand the biggest challenges we're facing. Many of the devices, applications and services that we all rely on today and the technologies that underpin them were inconceivable to previous generations. What happens next will be driven by the next generation of researchers coming out of our universities, and we need them all to get it right. We named the network after Tommy Flowers, the post office engineering researcher who invented Colossus, the world's first electronic programmable computer. Colossus was used by Alan Turing and the team at Bletchley Park to crack the Lorentz code and bring about the end of the Second World War. It was a great example of purposeful innovation, using the latest science with practical engineering know-how to solve real-world and really important problems. Data science is a hugely important area for all sectors of the economy because it absolutely underpins artificial intelligence, or AI. And AI has the potential to transform how all sectors of the economy do business and dramatically increase productivity. At BT, we run the UK's largest fixed and mobile networks. And if you know about networks, you'll know that they are being transformed by software, and software in turn is being transformed by artificial intelligence. It is optimizing how we use resources. That could be energy, it could be about helping our people, it could be about vehicles, it could be networks, or many other things, delivering clear economic and environmental benefits. We're using it to predict outcomes, model scenarios, to understand the impact of decisions that we make before we make them. We can deploy it to automate routine tasks or augment and support humans in doing tasks, allowing humans to do things they simply couldn't do without that support. The key to making all these productivity improvements is turning data into actionable insight, which can inform decisions, the process, or the task. That's why data science and data scientists are and will continue to be crucial to the success of my business and so many other businesses. Over the next 3 days, you're going to hear from leaders in their field, from industry and academia, describing how they are playing their part. We'll be hearing about the problems with existing methods and how to overcome them, how to develop the right skills, and how data science is being deployed successfully in a range of real-world different industry applications, from telecoms to travel to retail to insurance, and what's coming out of cutting-edge data science research. So, get involved in the discussion, and most of all, enjoy the conference.
Great, thank you very much, Tim. There's a phrase that come out of Tim's presentation we're going to hear a lot about over the next few days, and that's about insight. One of the things I have learned about the whole data science, artificial intelligence, machine learning space, this is about developing and creating insights. So on that note, for those of you that are coming in on the feed, if you want to go, then we're going to close here and switch over to the next presenter that I'll introduce in a few minutes, and it's Professor Detlef Nock. Thank you.